Have you ever reached a point where every conversation feels draining, every relationship feels heavy, and every person around you suddenly feels uninteresting? It feels random, but psychology explains that it's not random at all. There are hidden emotional, mental, and neurological reasons why you suddenly lose interest in everyone at the same time. And today, you're about to understand them in a way that finally makes sense. People often assume losing interest means you're cold, ungrateful, or careless. But in reality, it's usually the opposite. It means you have been emotionally carrying too much for too long, and your brain is stepping in to protect you. One of the biggest reasons this happens is emotional overload. When your mind feels overwhelmed, it automatically shifts into energy-saving mode. Talking to people, listening to them, supporting them, and trying to be present all require emotional fuel. When you run out of that fuel, your brain shuts down your desire to engage. So you stop texting back, you stop initiating, you stop caring, not because you want to, but because your mind is trying to prevent further emotional exhaustion. Another reason is dopamine fatigue. When you are constantly exposed to too many emotions, too many people, too much social media, and too much noise, your brain becomes overstimulated. This causes dopamine levels to drop, which makes everything, including people, feel uninteresting. You don't lose love, you lose stimulation. You lose the emotional spark that keeps you engaged. There is also something called social overload. Every person has a social battery, a limit to how much interaction they can handle. When that battery is drained, you automatically pull away from everyone. You don't enjoy conversations because your mind is tired. You don't feel excited because your emotional energy is empty. This is your body's way of asking for silence, rest, and space. Sometimes losing interest in everyone is actually a sign of inner growth. You might be mentally evolving, shifting your values, or entering a new stage of life. When you grow internally, the people around you no longer match your frequency. Your brain senses that before you do, so it detaches you emotionally as a way of preparing you for the next version of yourself. Another powerful but misunderstood cause is emotional numbness. When you've been hurt repeatedly, betrayed, used, or disappointed, your mind may choose numbness over vulnerability. It becomes easier not to care than to get hurt again. This numbness feels like lost interest, but it is actually a defense mechanism. You are protecting yourself from emotional danger by shutting down your feelings. You may also feel disconnected from everyone when you're confused about yourself. If you don't know what you want, who you are, or where your life is going, it becomes difficult to connect with others. You lose interest in people because you're losing clarity inside your own identity. It's not about them. It's about you searching for yourself. Another reason is emotional depletion. When you give too much energy to others without receiving the same in return, your mind eventually collapses. You stop caring as a way to protect yourself from imbalance. People think you don't care anymore, but in reality, you cared too much for too long. Your mind is shutting down to recover. Sometimes, losing interest in everyone is simply your brain telling you that you need isolation. Not because you hate people, but because you need to reset. Isolation becomes a healing phase where you recharge without expectations, noise, pressure, or emotional responsibilities. It's a psychological reset button that helps you rebuild your emotional energy. If you're currently going through this phase, the most important thing is not to force yourself to reconnect. Don't push conversations, don't pretend you're okay, and don't guilt trip yourself into being social. Give yourself the silence and space your mind is asking for. Emotional energy returns slowly, gently, and naturally. Start with one small connection at a time. Focus on depth, not quantity. Protect your energy as it rebuilds. Losing interest in everyone doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means your mind is overwhelmed, overstimulated, or evolving. Listen to what your emotions are trying to tell you. Understand the message behind the distance, and reconnect only when you feel mentally ready. When your energy comes back, you'll notice something powerful. The people who truly matter will still be there, and the ones who disappear were not meant to stay.